In today's video, I want to introduce a powerful indicator on TradingView that helps you to evaluate velocity of price movement. To add this amazing indicator to our chart, here we click on indicators and we search T3 velocity. We add this one, which is written by someone named LOXX. Alright, this is the indicator, and as you can see is added here below the chart. It's actually an oscillator, and as you can see we have a histogram that moves above and below the center line, which is 0. The histogram changes color between green and red in different shades depending on being above or below the center line and different degree of velocity for momentum. This indicator is a velocity indicator, which means it shows the speed of momentum change in the market. In the settings of the indicator, you can choose between 3 types of moving averages: adaptive moving average, T3 moving average, and Kaufman moving average. T3 and Kaufman are good choices, and in this video we continue with Kaufman moving average, which is a better choice for the strategy that I'm going to explain later. Further settings for Kaufman moving average can be found here in case if you want to fine-tune it for your trading strategy. You can also turn on show signals, which the indicator shows buy-sell signals when the histogram crosses above or below the center line. But you should not trade only based on these buy-sell signals because you can encounter many false center line crossovers. So you need to filter the false signals by the help of other indicators. In our strategy, we're not going to use these center line crossovers. So we go to the settings of the indicator and we turn off the signals. For the length of Kaufman moving average, the default setting of 14 for the length is a perfect choice for our strategy. In our strategy, we need also another indicator. So here we click on indicators and we search ADX. This one, average directional index. And we will use this indicator with its default settings, and we just need to add a horizontal line here at 20 level. So it will be easier for us to read the ADX line. In case if it's not set at 20, here in the settings of the line in coordinates tab, you can simply set it at 20. If you have worked with this indicator, so you know that when ADX line is above 20, the market has the potential for trending, and when it's below 20, the market is not trending. Alright, now let's see how we trade based on the setup. First, let me explain about the color of the histogram. When it's bright green, like here in this part or here in this part, it means that we have high speed of momentum change. In this case, because it's green, it's an upside momentum. And when the histogram is bright red, like here, this shows that we have high speed of downside momentum. And in cases that we have pale color like here or here, it shows that the speed of momentum change is decreasing. This can happen in reversal points of the market, especially around the time that we're going to have a center line crossover, or it can also happen during the pullbacks with different degrees of developing. Alright, now let me show you how you can trade based on the setup. As I said, when the ADX line is above 20, the market has the potential for trending. We look for the times that ADX was below 20 and then it crossed above 20. When it's already closed above 20, here in this indicator, we check how's the velocity of momentum change. If the color is light, it tells us that we have high velocity for the momentum. In this case, this is green, so we have high velocity for upside momentum. So we can enter a long position here at this point where this new candle is opened. The stop loss for this trade is placed below the previous swing low, and the profit for this trade is set at the level that makes risk to reward ratio equals 2. Alright, moving on the chart here, you can see that ADX line was below 20 and then it crossed above 20 at this point. This time we have high velocity for downside momentum, so we can enter a short position based on this signal here when this new candle is opened. The stop loss for this trade is placed above the previous swing high, and the profit for this trade at the level that makes risk to reward ratio equals 2. Moving on the chart, here you can see that ADX was below 20 and then it crossed above 20 at this point. We have high velocity for downside momentum, so we can enter a short position here at this point when this new candle is opened. The stop loss above the previous swing high, and the profit at 1.5 risk to reward ratio. Alright, moving on the chart, here again the ADX was below 20 and then it crossed above 20 at this point. We have high velocity for downside momentum, so another short position could be opened here at this point. The stop loss above the previous swing high, and this trade is also a profitable trade. As you can see, here we had ADX below 20 and then it crossed above 20 at this point. We have high velocity for downside momentum, so we can enter a short position based on this signal here at this point when this new candle is opened. The stop loss above the previous swing high, and this trade is also a successful trade. As you can see, moving on the chart, here again ADX was below 20 and then it crossed above 20 at this point. We have high velocity for downside momentum, so it's a confirmed short position signal, and we can enter a short position at this point with the stop loss above the previous swing high. But for this trade, it would end up in loss because the price didn't decline enough to reach to our expected targets. So this trade not successful. Shortly after this trade, here again we had another signal, and if we check the velocity, we can see that we have high velocity for upside momentum. So we can enter a long position at this point when this new candle is opened with the stop loss below the previous swing low and the profit at a risk to reward ratio of 2. And this is a profitable trade. Here we had another signal where the ADX line crossed above 20 level. Here we have high velocity for downside momentum. So based on this signal, we can enter a short position at this point where this new candle is opened, the stop loss above the previous swing high, and this trade is also a profitable trade, as you can see. Another trading signal here where the ADX line crossed above 20 level. We have high velocity for downside momentum, so another short position could be opened here when this new candle was opened, the stop loss above the previous swing high, and this trade is also a successful trade, as you can see. Moving on the chart here, the ADX line went below 20 and then it crossed above 20 at this level, and we have high velocity for upside momentum, so a long position could be opened based on this signal here at this point where this new candle was opened, the stop loss below the previous swing low, and this trade is also a profitable trade, as you can see. And we continue like this. Please pay attention that although this strategy is very accurate, but it doesn't mean you will not encounter false signals. And as you saw, we had a false signal. There is no strategy with 100% win rate or fixed win rate always, so you need to manage your risk properly and adapt to the current condition of the market. There is a risk management strategy that is called 1% rule, and it's one of the best risk management strategies. I have a complete guide on this. The link is also placed in the description, and I highly recommend you to watch it because without a proper risk management strategy, you cannot become a successful trader. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and leave a comment for me. I'll answer your questions as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell so you get the notifications of my new videos. See you guys in next video, and good luck with your trading.